did you do it? Ooh. Okay, whoa. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, but you can call me Jen. I am a musical theatre performer and a voice teacher. And today I will be reacting to and analysing a new voice over here on my channel. I love hearing new voices. Sometimes I kind of have a feeling of what type of voice or genre we might be looking at, but I've been surprised in the past and I am open to being surprised again. I don't know what I'm up for or what I'm in for. What is it saying? I have no clue. As you can see from the title, I will be looking at Dimas Senopati. This is my first time, like I said, and this will be their cover of What's Up. This is a great song. It's one of those songs that I kind of like, as soon as I hear it once, I hear it everywhere. I think I remember someone bringing it to like a rep class back when I was training, doing my musical theatre training, and then now recently someone's brought it in a singing lesson, but then also someone else did a cover of it, so it's one of those songs that it's just a big one, a big song, and everyone loves singing it. I have seen this artist's name popping up everywhere, and just the name, so I didn't really know where to go with it song-wise, like what song I should start with, but we're starting with What's Up, and yes, this will be a reaction and analysis video, so I will be stopping and talking about the vocals. I have, as always, left the link to the original video in the description below, so do go and check that out. However, if by the end of this video you feel like you've learnt a thing or two, please do consider checking me out over on Patreon. There are lots of little perks and behind-the-scenes things going on over there, and as always, if you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, please do click that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified anytime I post. Let's dive into it. Right, before we go into the vocals, I love that kind of acoustic feel, acoustic guitar. I love the setting as well. I feel like because, I don't know if you've seen any of my covers that I've posted, but we recently did one in a barn setting, so that's what this instantly reminded me of, so I kind of like that. If you haven't checked out Say a Little Prayer, go and check it out. Myself and Ian, very similar kind of vibes to this, like acoustic guitar, vocals, so go and check it out if you like it.
25 years in life is still trying to get out that red big hill of hope for a destination.
Ooh! Okay, whoa, instantly. I don't know what kind of vocals we're like in for when I first, especially when it's someone I don't know. But wow, we have such a bright, lifted sound, like a tenor, right? Really lovely, and just there's like an innocence to his voice. It's really beautiful. And I love that it was like a dark destination. Like we opened up on this R vowel, quite dark, let that vibrato spring free. But everything was quite like, it's almost, I don't want to say yet that the larynx wants to be lifted too, but that is also a brightening tool. But let's just continue and see where his voice lies in the rest of the song to see if this is a choice or if that's just where his voice lies. But yeah, really, really lovely.
25 years in life is still trying to get out that red big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of men, for whatever that means.
Nice. So yeah, we're kind of getting the same sort of patterns through the phrases, which is very like spoken like, then at the end, including this vibrato. Halfway through there, we had a little bit of distortion, like just a sneaky little grit in there just to kind of throw in that flavour, which is lovely. So we're already kind of getting a little bit of that, but it's very spoken like at the moment, and like range-wise, da-da-da. Yeah, so at the top part of his chest voice, he's maintaining his thick fold connection. Really, really lovely. Kind of sometimes going a bit breathy, but otherwise maintaining really lovely and clear.
There's
that grit.
For whatever that means.
And a little bit breathy towards the end.
So I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed, just get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little bit
I love this like anchor point on the mic. I feel you. We need to be supported, especially da da da. Right, that is a big jump. And awake. So this is a major sixth jump. Da da. And we start, like I said before, on this E, which is in his chest voice. He's maintaining thick fold. Then up here, wake. We are on an open vowel, which helps us get a little bit more of a thicker sound. But he's leaning into this head dominant space, which is lovely because it brings this kind of, it allows a lighter feel. And awake. So we have dynamic choices as well. And he's keeping it nice and soft. So he can then add some distortion, as we heard throughout that. And it kind of highlights those little sections a little bit more because he's playing with the like thick fold and thin fold in this passage, which is a tricky passage.
So I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed.
I love the bed. There's like a little da da, like it hits two notes on bed, like quite abruptly. But we grab hold. So awake, very head dominant there. So I cry. Oh my god, the word's wrong again. So I cry sometime. On the A, cry sometimes. Here on times is where we're getting actually a little bit more of a thicker fold connection. So he's blending. We're getting chest, head dominant mix, chest dominant mix as he's coming back down. And he's really kind of balancing this passage so well.
So I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed.
And then full chest.
Get it all out, what's in my head, and
Ooh, I love the head shake as well. There's so much going on here. And I know this phrase is going to be repeated and we'll see what happens there. But notice the tongue placement as well is right forward on times. Like it's glorious. And we get that little bit of distortion. Is it on in my head, I think?
Just get it all out.
Get it all out. Right forward.
Sometime when I'm lying in bed, just get it all out. What's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar.
I love this connection down here.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on?
Ooh, so we're maintaining that distortion all throughout that little like growl. And what's happening? That's actually happening above the true vocal folds, right? Because we hear that sound and we're like, oh, surely that level of contact on those poor little vocal folds is going to cause us pain. And yes, if we were constricting those vocal folds, yes, absolutely, we'd be causing pain to our vocal folds. But actually, it's a technique that we add on top of our already clear sound, which we heard him have throughout the first passage. So I love that he's able to kind of play around with how much distortion he holds. And I love that it's all kind of, he's really opening up and sticking to this sort of vowel. Step, it was that little part. This one, step outside.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take
step outside and like he's not side-eyed. He's not closing on the diphthong. We're staying on the So it keeps us a bit open, keeps us a bit brighter as well. And we don't want to close and pinch. He's keeping it. It's all things to help him.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath.
I love that vibrato.
Real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on?
Ooh, that.
And I say, I said, hey.
Woo.
What's going on?
So I wake sometimes, I said, yeah. It's the same passage, right? Same passage, done differently. This time, we are maintaining a chest dominant sound. So before, that kind of like head dominant place, it's like, yeah, we're here. It's not the note that is like, well, there's no issues or challenging kind of areas that he's portraying. Everything seems so effortless here, but he's able to change the quality of it. So head voice dominant first, and now we're encouraging our chest connection. We're getting a little bit more thicker. See that this tongue position is so up and so forward, which is helping with that direction as well, and all whilst still remaining distorted in the vocals.
And I say,
and I love that glottal right at the end. We're getting a glottal onset there. You know, we've got that smooth onset first, I guess, because the Y helps with a smooth onset. And what I mean by onsets is how we approach the note. So an onset, on the tone, how we get onto the tone.
My lungs, what's going on?
Clear,
And I say,
distorted.
I said, hey, what's going on? And I say,
Actually, it's a glossal onset first, isn't
I
it?
said, hey, what's going on?
And it's like kind of remaining quite relaxed and lazy at the end. On, like he's not closing it. And it's a little bit of, it's like the tone closes just before and then the breath kind of escapes. On, and then out. But the fact that we're able to hear this vibrato come through as well, on top of all this grit that we're hearing, and the kind of like rough edge to his vocals, means that his vocal folds are not like they're holding the right amount of resistance in them to maintain that clear sound, but they're not like causing any tension or pain. Like we're able to allow those vocal folds to vibrate necessary to how much, vibrato he wants to include. Glorious.
What's going on?
Ooh. Yes. Shout out to the guitar man. Let's have a look. Jafar Ahmad. Beautiful. I'm loving this kind of like the slides on there. It's nice. I mean, wow, we're getting quite like a little pop kind of feel happening here on the ooh, like those little like jumps in each like a little fall. Not as obvious. It's on a lovely ooh vowel, which is glorious. In order for him to kind of get that kind of chest quality up there that we had before, the hey yeah on the C sharp 5, which is high, like the level of resistance he has and the strength that he has in his vocal folds to maintain that thickness, he needs to also have that really lovely and developed in his head voice, right? Because the mix, if we're more developed in our chest voice than our head voice, then we're always going to be maybe a little bit heavy and we can't soften up too much. So it's always good to keep working on both and all parts of your voice, all like areas of your voice, your head voice as much as your chest voice. It is just as important. Doesn't mean you're going to have to end up singing like, oh, but in a song like this, there are some soft, delicate moments too, which is why it's very necessary. So I love this clear sound on this ooh, lovely small ooh closed vowel, and we're also getting hoo, so some aspirate onsets now, which means that the breath is coming through before the vocal folds are closing, not everything together, like a smooth or simultaneous onset. So hoo, we're letting that breath come through. Nice and smooth. So ooh, very breath led there. Then when we come down here, ooh, we start with a glottal onset, ooh, which is that uh-oh, and then this where the kind of like little pop-esque feel happens. I love it. Ooh, so breath there.
And I try.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I try.
I really like that. Okay, can you see that try? Interesting. We are singing on the diphthong here, so kind of opposite to what I said before. And I try, where maybe he was, I think, the step outside I, we held onto that open vowel. Here, he's choosing to go, and I try, which changes the tone. We get a little bit more spread. We sing on the diphthong, E, and it's a bit more closed. Really interesting, just offering a different kind of feel. And then up here, oh my God, do I try? He's opting for a softer approach there, rather than like, oh my God, which is essentially a scream, like we're literally saying, oh my God. Oh my God. And that's hard. Like to maintain that level of connection, even though he is quite breathy still, but to maintain that level of connection up there in an area which our vocal folds are much thinner, so we need to work harder in making sure that they are touching. We need to make sure we are supported. Our core is engaged and we you know, we can feel that note before letting the sound come out, because otherwise it's like, oh my God, where's the note? Oh my God, do I try? And then on try, he grabs hold of that. Really lovely. The connection he has, the strength in his vocal folds he has between all the registers is really beautiful to hear and watch.
And I try, oh my God, do I try?
Oh, it's so nice.
I try all the time.
Back to that distortion.
In this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray?
So again, if we went for a, oh my God, do I? And notice how it's, oh my God, oh my God. So keeping, again, on the spread so that we can allow a little bit, it's a bit easier to get a little bit more resistance in there, even though we are, you know, allowing that breath to come through. But, oh my God, would maybe sound very dark, and he wants to obviously maintain a brighter kind of feel up there. And again, that tongue getting really involved in the pray, pray, really pressing it forward as he sings through the diphthong.
Oh my God, do I pray? I pray a single day.
Ooh, day. Even though he's singing day on the diphthong, lovely space in his mouth. Day. Like he's really, again, I'm going to say the word press again because he's pressing this voice forward, not allowing it to sink back. Pray. And this beautiful distortion that's coming out. Pray. Wait, hold on. We're on an E freaking 5. Pray everything. Like, that's high for me. And like, we need to make sure we are not tense in these areas. This is wonderful.
Pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray a single day.
You know, that little squinch.
For evolution.
Nice. And singing on for revolution. Singing on that open vowel again, because we're going to get more chest dominant if we keep open. And a little bit of spread is necessary just to keep it bright as well. Otherwise, Sean, we can maybe stick a little bit in a blended mix, and he wants to get a little bit more of a chest sound in there. Right, up in that C sharp there. This quality is fab.
For evolution.
And you can really hear that soft shan, that little ping right at the top. And I'm trying not to do this movement because I know I do it, and Jacob makes fun of me. Shan. It's like the tongue position. We've got the top part, the soft palate involved, so we've got that bright ting. Otherwise, shan, it can like sink down and maybe feel a bit like heavy. In order to keep it bright, we have to be blended, especially up here, how high it is. This is great.
For evolution. And so I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed, just get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar.
I mean, the way he's doing all these notes up here really softly, you could tell he had those notes a little bit more thicker connection, chest connection. You can tell it was in him to do that. It's beautiful.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on?
Nice. Oh, on. Kind of singing, oh, closing, but then going back to that open on, because again, we're going to get a little bit more of a thicker connection. Gosh, I'm enjoying this. I don't know if you can tell.
Top of my lungs, what's going on?
A little bit of that breath in there as well.
I say,
do you see what I mean? That tongue. Everything's forward. Like, put diction aside for 1 second. I mean, we're just saying yeah here anyway. If we're literally pressing the tongue, the tip of the tongue behind the bottom teeth, and stretch it forward. That is essentially what he's doing, but keeping it a little bit more pretty, not just going, But it's so good. did you do? He's also sat down whilst doing this. Like, that's why he's holding on to, he's not like tense as he's holding on to the mic, but that's why he needs a little bit more, you know, he wants to hold on to that for a little bit more stability and support, because he is sat down and he's belting out these high notes.
I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, I said, hey, what's going on?
I love this pure on, like it's quite dark when he goes onto these R vowels. That's kind of like the only time he's really dropping that tongue. Otherwise, every time it's like right forward, but on, and it just sits back into this lovely vibrato.
What's going on? And I say, I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, I said, hey, what's going on?
I mean, he's repeating this phrase over and over again. We need to make sure that we're supported. If we're just going, like that's high, we need to make sure we are supported from underneath, making sure that as we are using that breath, that stomach is, you know, we are using the breath, not just wasting it and going, letting go. Like, we need to make sure we are supported, and his posture's great. He's using his anchor point with his hand on the mic as well. That's great. There's that last little vowel, his vowel shape right at the end and on was a little bit more longer rather than spread. And notice if you can see that it starts off a bit narrow, then it kind of goes into a bit more of a spread, interestingly.
What's going on?
Oh, I think maybe it's because we're going oh, and also because we've just hit the E again. What's going on? And he wants to make sure he's landing on that lovely and balanced.
Hey, what's going on?
That's me whenever Ian plays.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
Nice. This camera work was having a whale of a time. But yeah, really, really lovely, like returning back to that clear vocal fold connection, that speech-like quality again, you know, dropping all that distortion and like added effect, just returning back to C sharp, like down the octave once we've just been up there. Wah! I kicked it. I'm so sorry. I get excited sometimes. But really lovely full circle. And, you know, if he was hurting himself with all those distortion, you know, added effects at the top, that like growl, gritty kind of feel, that sound, he would not enjoy singing that last verse and the last phrase, right? Because that's like, it just wouldn't feel nice, and it feels lovely. So I love that. Well, I really enjoyed that. I mean, you know, if you've been watching my videos before, or if you're new here, I love listening to new singers and new vocalists. So it's always, you know, it's a new thing, new voice that we can break down and kind of get introduced to. So that was a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I loved it. Let me know in the comments below where you'd like me to go next with Dimas Senopati. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, do let me know and I'll see what I can do. If you did enjoy this video, then please do click on that subscribe button, the bell button and the thumbs up button. It all really does mean a lot. And do go over and check me out on Patreon as well if you would like to support my channel and me even further. Right, I will see you lovely people next time. Bye!